Namaste, beautiful. Welcome to Yoga is the Answer. Today the question is, how can I find the fundamentals to build a strong foundation in my body and mind? And this 1.5 hour Hatha Yoga class is the answer. If you have a different need that your body and mind are calling for, I do have many classes on this channel of lots of different levels, lots of different lengths, lots of different intentions, and lots of different intensities that you may browse if this is not the class that you are specifically looking for. If this is the class that you are specifically looking for, or you think that you can benefit from this class, what I am doing here is I have created this series that I am just starting. This is the first class of it, this Back to Basics series, where I am teaching the basics of Hatha Yoga. So in this particular class, we are focusing on the fundamentals of our foundation. So we are doing warrior poses, bow poses, hero poses, after we do our traditional warm-up that we always do in a Hatha Yoga practice. And so the purpose of this is to give us this foundation for any kind of practice that we are going to do moving forward in our life and in this series. So I hope that you enjoy it. I would love to hear what you think of it in the comments section. I would love to hear what you might want to do next, because I have not yet decided what I'm going to do next in this series. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced practitioner, I would love to hear back from you so that we can kind of create this series together. And if you have already been with me for a while, I am so delighted to have you here. If you are new to me, I would absolutely love to have you continue this journey with me, which is going to be easier to do, of course, if you subscribe so that we can share more classes together in the future. All right. I will meet you on the mat for practice. Okay, so let's start in a comfortable seated position, preferably cross-legged. This is traditionally how we start a Hatha Yoga practice. We start with centering so that we can just take the time to connect to ourselves, to arrive in the room. So let's take our hands to the knees, close down the eyes. And just become aware, shifting the awareness gently to the here and now. Becoming aware of the body, bringing the awareness from the top of the head down to the face, to the back of the head, to the neck, to the collarbone, the shoulders, down the arms, to the elbows, continuing down the arms to the wrists. Bring awareness to the hands, feel the hands touching your knees, grounded onto your knees. And bring the awareness back to the chest, to the upper back. Bring it down to the belly, to the middle back. Bring it down below the belly button into the lower back. Bring awareness to the hips, to the glutes, to the tailbone, to the pelvis. Bring awareness to the hip flexors, down the upper legs to the knees, and down the lower legs to the ankles. Bring awareness to the feet. And become aware of where you are seated in the room, in space. Become aware of the thoughts before allowing them to melt away. All that matters is here and now. And let's take the hands to heart center, pressing the palms against each other. Feeling the hands touching. Bowing the head very slightly. And let's take one Om together. Exhale. Inhale to chant. Allow the hands to return to the knees. And blink open the eyes. And now we're going to begin with Pawanmuktasana, our joint movement. So we are doing this, of course, to prepare our joints for practice and just to be healthy in general. Yeah. So we would either start with the head or start with the feet and then go towards the center and then back towards the center. So we are going to start with our head or with our neck. So we're going to inhale, take the chin up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the chin down toward the chest. Inhale, chin to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest. Keep going. Exhale. Really try and bring the back of the head against the back of the neck, or upper back, I guess. And really try to touch the chin to the chest, making the movement as big as possible. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's look each direction. So looking over to the right, inhale, exhale to center, inhale left, exhale center. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's make circles. We're going to inhale as we circle over to the left and back and over to the right, and exhale as we bring the chin down to the right, to the center, to the left. Let's do it 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch the arms out. We're going to get into the wrists. So let's inhale as we flex the fingers up toward the ceiling and exhale as we bring the fingers down toward the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make fists. Keep the elbows straight. Now we're going to make circles. We're going to inhale, bring the fists up, and exhale, bring them down. It doesn't really matter which direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try and make them nice and big. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch directions. Inhale up and exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Place the palms facing up. We're going to inhale and touch the shoulders and exhale, straighten the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to get into the shoulders. We're going to touch our shoulders with the hands. We're going to bring the elbows together. We're going to inhale, bring the elbows up, and exhale, bring the elbows back and down. 15 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's switch directions. So now we're going to inhale, bring the elbows back and up. And exhale, bring the elbows together and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Now, let's straighten the legs. Give them a little shake if you need to. And so first we're going to get into the toes. So you might notice over time of doing this daily that your feet shrink because the arches get tighter. Kind of cool. Anyway, we're going to inhale, flex the toes back, and then exhale and scrunch the toes. We are leaving the feet where they are. We're not getting into the ankles yet. Okay? 15 times. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now let's get into the ankles. So now we're gonna inhale, we're gonna flex the feet all the way back, pull them back as far as we can. And then we're going to exhale and point the toes forward, extending the ankles. Okay? And keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really try to bring the awareness to whatever part of the body that we are working on. Right, so this will help you to start being able to automatically bring awareness to the body, connecting our mind and body, which is part of what we are doing in yoga, right? And the more we are able to do that when we are seated and warming up, the more we're going to be able to do that when we get to the more difficult parts of an asana practice. Yeah? All right, that's probably good. Let's move into circles. So we're gonna circle, bring the toes over to the left and up, and exhale, bring them down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Beautiful. Let's move to the knees. This one is super important for most people in this world, I believe. So let's keep both feet flexed. We're going to bend the right knee, interlace the fingers underneath the hamstring. Hold on nice and tight. Keep the back nice and straight. Inhale, bring the foot up. Exhale, bring it down. 14 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch legs. Make sure we are keeping both feet flexed. Interlace the fingers underneath the left hamstring. Keep the back nice and straight. Head pointing up to the ceiling, top of the head pointing out to the ceiling. And 15 times, inhaling straight, exhaling bend. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch legs. Continue to keep both feet flexed. Interlace the fingers underneath the right hamstring. And now we're going to make circles. So we're going to circle in first. So we're going to inhale, bring the left foot in and up, and exhale, bring it out and down. Okay, 15 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switching directions, make sure both feet are still flexed, back is still nice and straight. Now we're going to inhale as we bring the right foot out and up, and exhale, bring it in and down 15 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And switch legs. Interlace the fingers underneath the left hamstring, both feet flex, back nice and straight. Inhale, take the left foot in and up, and exhale, bring it out and down. 14 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Switch directions. Inhale, left foot out and up. Exhale, in and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Straighten both legs, give them a little shake if we want. Before we get into the hips, let's do some turning of the middle. So let's take the feet out to the sides of the mat. They can be slightly wider. And we're going to take the arms in front of us. And we're going to go over to the right foot, to the left foot, and then we're going to come back. And let's do it such that we are inhaling and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 3, 4. My mat is getting all bent. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch directions. Inhale over to the left and the right, and exhale, bring it back around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, fix your mat if it got messed up. And let's get into the hips. Let's bring the feet together. Like a butterfly, take the hands, use them to keep the feet together. And this part can get a little weird. Let's start flapping our knees down. Okay? So this is the Pawanmuktasana, right? Because we're moving, getting into those hip flexors. So what we want to be doing as we are flapping the knees is we really want to be pushing them down every time that we are flapping. Yeah. So there can be this kind of like tendency to be flapping up, right? But so we want to be flapping down, right? Pushing down. Because we're trying to open the hips, not close them, right? Keep going. So bring your attention to the hip flexors. Now remember I said that every time we're working on something, I want you to be bringing your mental attention there. So bring your attention to the hip flexors. Notice what they're doing. Are they tensing up? And do they need to be as tense as they are? The answer is probably no. Okay, so now we're going to try to help them to relax. Okay, so let's use the breath. So let's inhale. And as we inhale, let's notice the tension. And then let's exhale. And as we exhale, let's imagine the tension melting away. Notice, right? Works. So we're really having to use our mind in connection with the breath, in connection with the body in order to do this. And so again, it's nice to be able to practice it when we're doing something where, we're seated. It's not like maybe it's a little bit painful. Maybe there's some tension, but it's not like super straining, right? So again, just being able to practice this kind of, I don't even know how to call it, this kind of practice will help your mind, body, breath connection so that it can become more automatic. So that in the future, it's not holding that same tension when you try and open. Yeah? All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Now, this can get a little bit more painful, a little bit more difficult, so let's continue to Be releasing tension in the hip flexors. And let's bring the chest toward the feet. Or maybe the belly toward the feet, depending on where we are. Try and keep the back nice and flat. And go really slowly, okay? Again, take a moment to breathe into the hip flexors. Exhale, release, try and go deeper. And so this is something that, like, this is how I do it when I am practicing on my own. Like, I'm not, just going slowly for the sake of teaching. This is what I have to do also. So you might know about me that my hips are quite open, but it does take me a while to get down to here every morning. And I do it every morning. And I really recommend, if you have the time and if you care about having open hips, to add this to your daily practice, particularly in the morning. Because once you've done it for the first time in the morning, then even if you do a different movement practice later, it'll be easier to then start your hip opening once you've done this at the beginning of your day. Yeah. So like I've already done this twice today. And still it took me a while to get into it, but not as long as it did this morning. It took me longer this morning, right? And then I went for a run, so then I had to do it again. Keep using the breath. Oh, sorry. You try to not have your forehead down like that. Try and have instead your chin down. I had my forehead down because I want to be talking into the microphone. If I were not talking into the microphone, I would have my chin down this way. All right, and let's inhale and come up. And so now to kind of slowly allow the hips to not be in such a compromising position, what we're going to do is we're going to cross one foot in front of the other and kind of bring it in a little bit. Yeah. And so now from here, we're going to go into our seated twists. And then by the time we start to move again, our hips will have relaxed a little bit. Yeah, so you can kind of like relax them out now to kind of fix your position. Take a breath. And exhale. All right, so let's move into our twist. So what we're going to do, we're going to inhale, we're going to reach the hands up. And then we're going to exhale and twist to the right. And as we twist to the right, we're going to take our left hand to the right knee and we're going to take our right hand behind us to kind of pull us deeper into the twist. And then let's inhale, bring the hands up. And exhale, twist to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Oops, nope. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, right. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, right. Inhale, exhale, 5. You can switch legs if you want to, otherwise you can keep them if you're doing the opposite of what you did at the beginning. So usually like I will do my beginning part with one foot in front and then I will switch to the other one for this. So do whatever you'd like, find your place. Got it? All right, let's keep going. 5 more. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, exhale left. 1. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, exhale left. 2. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, exhale left. 3. Inhale, exhale right. Inhale, exhale, left, 4, inhale, exhale, right, inhale, exhale, left, 5. Let's hold the twist on each side. So pick a leg that's in front and then we'll switch it when we hold on the other side. Doesn't matter which one it is. We just want to make it even. Okay, here we go. Let's inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale over to the right. Take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind us, and really try and get deeper into the twist here. Using the breath, so we're going to inhale and look for space. And exhale into the space, go a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reach the hands up. Exhale, bring them down as we switch the legs. And let's do the other side. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale over to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale. Exhale, deeper. Inhale. Exhale, twist. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Reach the hands up. And exhale, bring them down. All right, our hips should relax by now, so let's come up to hands and knees. And move into our cat-cows. Yeah. So, as we take our inhale, we're going to bring the tailbone up to the ceiling. We're going to bring the belly button down toward the floor. We're going to bring the head up. And here we are either looking at our nose or we are looking between the eyebrows. Okay? And then as we exhale, we are taking the tailbone down. We are bringing the head down. We're bringing the belly button toward the spine. And we are looking at the belly button. Keep going. Inhale. Arch the back. Look toward the nose. Exhale around the spine. Look toward the belly button. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. Round. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 6. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 7. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 8. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. 9. Inhale. Arch. Exhale. Round. 10. Let's tuck the toes. Take the big toes together. And we're going to push the hips back and come into what we call in Hatha Yoga, Parvatasana, which is actually called mountain pose. So in mountain pose, our feet are together. Sometimes they're apart. It really depends on who your teacher is or who
or what your intention is. So if it feels more comfortable for you to have them apart, then that's fine. Otherwise, you can keep them together. Our feet are grounded here. So we want for our heels to be on the floor. If they're not reaching the floor, just try and like have the energetic direction that they are reaching down toward the floor. Our legs are straight, our hands are grounded, our weight is mostly in the front of our hands rather than in our wrists, right? So we want to be protecting our wrists by keeping most of the weight in the front of our hands here. We're looking toward our belly button. Our hips are up and back. We have nice space in between our ears and our shoulders. And our armpits are kind of like looking toward each other, right? So you want to have like a nice space in the back. We don't want for our back to be kind of like our shoulder blades touching, right? We want to make space between the shoulder blades, okay? And so now we are going to go a little bit away from traditional Hatha. Traditional Hatha, we would just like basically stand up. But I like to be more fun than that. So now we're just going to come up onto the toes and take one foot in front of the other until we come into our standing forward fold. And let's just take a standing forward fold here. Padahastāsana. I should be using traditional language if I'm teaching a traditional class. So again, bringing the attention to the thing that is being stretched, right? So right now, the entire back of our legs is being stretched. Right, so let's bring the attention there. And so when we're bringing the attention there, sometimes we're just like, oh, I can feel that there is tension there, or I can feel that it's stretching there. And we don't realize that we're creating that tension, or that the body is creating that tension when it doesn't need to. Okay, so let's do what we were doing before and see if we can just consciously use the mind and use the breath to relax the tension in the back of the legs. Did you go deeper? Were you able to bring your head down toward the floor more? Oh, another thing is that we should be having our back pretty flat here. Okay, so we don't want for our spine to be rounded. If our spine is rounding as we're trying to reach our hands to the floor, then what we want to be doing is actually bending the knees. Okay? And then once we have the back flat with the knees bent, then we can slowly try and straighten them until we reach wherever our maximum capacity is for now, right? And roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, until we reach a standing position. Beautiful. Now we're going to move into Sūrya Namaskar, into sun salutations. You can either do the sun salutations or you can just skip into the rest of the asana practice. Technically, sun salutations were not in the original asana practice. They're now a part of most Hatha classes as part of the warm-up or even done on their own. And it's like, a very widely used thing in Hatha Yoga now. However, it was not in the traditional practice. So if you're not doing it and then you're going right into the asanas, you're going to be fine for the purpose of this class specifically. Okay, keep that in mind. If I don't tell you that, then maybe ask first. But for this class specifically, you'll be fine if you skip it. If you don't know it and you want to learn it for another time, then I will link a class here where I teach in detail 3 different ways that you can do Sūrya Namaskar. Okay? All right, so for anyone who wants to join me, let's go ahead and take our hands to heart center. Our feet are hip-width distance apart. And let's just take a moment to close down the eyes. and connect to the energy of the sun. That nice heating energy, the Ha part of Hatha. Let's connect to the power, the warmth, that masculine energy. Feel the connection in our solar plexus, which is like the sun of our body. So in our stomach. And when we feel connected, let's go ahead and blink open the eyes. Keep the hands where they are. And let's begin. Exhale. Inhale, reach the hands up to the ceiling, slight arch in the back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right foot back, take the knee down, come into low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right in Parvatasana. Hold the breath or inhale, take the knees down. Continue to hold the breath or exhale, take the chest and the chin down. Inhale into Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips back to Parvatasana. Mountain pose. Inhale, step the left foot forward into low lunge, Santolanāsana. Exhale, step the right foot forward into forward fold, Padahastāsana. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach the hands up overhead, slight arch in the back. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, reach the hands up, slight arch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left foot back. Low lunge, Santolanāsana. Exhale, step the right foot back to meet the left, Parvatasana. Inhale or hold the breath, take the knees down. Exhale or continue to hold the breath, take the chest and the chin down. Inhale, move forward, arch the back into Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips back, Parvatasana. Inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands, take the left knee down, untuck the back toes. Exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right, Padahastāsana. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach the hands up overhead, slight arch in the back. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. Round 2. Inhale, arms up, slight arch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, step the left foot back, Parvatasana. Inhale or hold the breath, knees down. Exhale or continue to hold the breath, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Tuck the toes, push the hips back. Exhale to Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward, Santolanāsana. Exhale, right foot forward, Padahastāsana. Inhale, roll it up, standing, reach the hands up overhead, Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back, mountain pose. Inhale or hold the breath, knees down. Exhale or continue to hold chest and chin down. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back to mountain.
Inhale, right foot steps forward between the hands. Exhale, left foot steps forward to meet the right. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach the hands up overhead, Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Round 3. A little bit faster. Inhale, arms up, arch slightly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale or hold the breath, take the knees down. Exhale, hold the breath, take the chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back. Hold the breath or inhale, take the knees down. Exhale or hold the breath, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot to meet the right. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Round 4, a little bit faster. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Hold the breath, take the knees, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, roll up, reach the hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back. Hold the breath, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, roll up, reach the hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back, Parvatasana. Hold the breath, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward, Santolanāsana. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back. Hold the breath, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale, a left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Now we should be nice and warmed up. So now we're going to move into our warriors. So, very simple. We are simply going to take our feet about hip width distance apart, bend the knees, and now we're going to step back with the left foot. Okay? Now from here, let's find our correct position. Let's turn the left foot out 45 degrees, if possible. Okay, so before we even bend into the knee at all, let's just check if we can stand here with our hips forward. Our hips are square, okay? So they are at the same level here. We don't want to be facing over to the left, okay? We want our hips square. All right? Now, everybody should be able to do this. If you can't, step your foot in closer.
okay? From here, keep the hips square and begin to bend into the right knee. If your knee gets to the point that it is over the heel, but it is not perpendicular yet, step it forward. So ultimately what we want is for our knee to be over our heel and our knee to also be in line with our hip here. Okay, we want this 90-degree angle from the hip to the heel. Okay? And now from here, we have our hips nice and square, we have our position, we have our back foot 45 degrees, our front foot forward. Then we take our hands up and we look up toward the hands. Now we want to be tucking our ribs in, okay? So keeping the belly in, keeping the ribs in, so not like letting it out like this, right? We want to be nice and strong here in our Virabhadrasana I and our Warrior I. Okay, the point of these warriors is to be like a warrior, right? We want to be nice and strong. We want to feel strong, feel grounded here. So we're trying to kind of evenly distribute the weight in the feet, yeah? So see if you can put a little bit more weight on the back foot. Feel the even distribution. And remember what I said before, bringing the attention to everything that you can feel. Yeah, bringing the attention to the feet grounded into the floor. Bringing the attention to the legs, how they're burning, right? Bringing the attention to the hips, making sure they're in the right position. To the arms, all the way to the hands. The hands should be nice and strong here. Let's hold for 3 more breaths. Last 2. And 1 more. Beautiful. Straighten the legs. Step the left foot forward. Give the legs a little shake. All right. Ready to try the other side? Feet parallel. Bend into the knees. Step the right foot back. Turn it out 45 degrees. Check our positioning. Okay, so the reason that we're stepping back from here is because we want it to be back from about hip width distance apart from the left foot. Yeah, square out the hips. Make sure our feet are in the correct positions, and then begin to bend into the left knee. Okay, if we have the flexibility and we're not at a 90-degree angle yet, let's step the left foot forward until we can reach that 90-degree angle, or approximately. Okay, then when we find the position with the legs, tuck the belly in, tuck the ribs in, reach the hands up, and look up toward the hands. And again, just bring the attention to everything that you can feel. Bring the attention to the feet. Feel them ground into the floor. All the way up the legs. Into the hips. Up the torso, all the way up the hands. Make sure our hands are nice and strong. Okay? Fingers wide. Bring the attention to the head and the neck. Hold for 3 more breaths. 3. 2, breathing through the nose. 1. Straighten the legs, step the right foot forward. And shake it out. All right. So let's come to the center of the mat. And let's jump the feet out nice and wide. And now we're going to find our Warrior II. So let's turn the right foot out 90 degrees from the left. Okay? So we want for our heel of the right foot to be in line with the center of the left foot. Okay? Make sure that both of the hips are facing the side. This is something that many people do incorrectly, okay? So let's really make sure that our hips are facing to the side. Sometimes we need to humble ourselves here, right? We might want to go deeper into the right knee, but then that is causing our hips to turn this way, and then that means that we are not doing the pose correctly. So in Hatha Yoga, our alignment is quite important, because if we get our correct alignment, then we are engaging the root lock and we are experiencing the benefits of having that root lock, okay? Of getting that strength from our Muladhara chakra, okay? So let's, now that our hips are nice and square, start bending into the right knee. And so as we do so, we want to make sure that our knee is not coming forward, okay? It might have the tendency to want to come forward. We want to make sure that it's staying over the right heel, okay? Now, again, same like in Warrior One, if we are not quite in a right angle here, we can slide the right foot out, or we can slide the left foot back, whichever, and try and find that right angle, okay? So our hips are square to the side, our leg is approximately in a right angle here, and now we can bring our hands out. And so now we want to make sure we have a straight line from middle finger to middle finger. And then we are looking over our right hand. Again, we want for our hands to be nice and strong here, okay? And then looking over the right hand and holding here. Again, we are bringing attention to the entire body, trying to feel the way that the body is, trying to feel what's happening in our body so that we can replicate it in the future, even if we're doing a vinyasa class and we're only moving through Warrior Two, okay? Bring the attention to the feet, up the legs, you could probably feel them, up the torso, feel the hips square, all the way through the arms to the hands. 2 more breaths. 1, and straighten the legs. Woo! All right, give them a little shake. Okay. So they teach us that if we find our correct alignment, the joint should be stacked in such a way that you can't feel it in the muscles, but I will let you know when I have that experience. Because I haven't had it yet. Okay, here we go. Let's again jump the feet apart. Let's now turn the left foot out 90 degrees. So our left heel is in line with our center of the right foot. Square the hips out. Take a moment to prepare for the burn. And begin to slide the left foot out or the right foot back, whichever one you feel like, while maintaining the hips being square, while maintaining the left knee be over the left heel. Find an approximate right angle here. Keep the hips square, keep the knee, and bring the hands out. And look over the left hand, nice and strong with our hands. Our fingers are spread wide. We should feel the energy going all the way through our fingers here. Okay? And we don't want to be leaning either direction. Okay? We want our torso to be directly over our hips. Okay? So that will help us to be putting more equal weight on each leg. Okay, so let's ground our feet. Feel the legs burning. Feel the hips trying to find their position. Feel the torso is nice and straight. Feel the arms, energy all the way through the fingers. And hold for 2 more breaths. 1.
And straighten. Woo! Jump it together. Woo! And shake it out. All right. So I would like to also teach Warrior 3 today. Warrior 3 requires quite a bit more balance because we are only on one leg. So again, feel free to skip to the next chapter if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand on one leg like that right now after we just did that to our legs. I don't even know if I can, to be honest, but I'm going to try for you. So let's kind of come to the center of the mat just so that we are centered. And so what we're going to do, let's first take the hands to the hips. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a pretty straight line from our head to the left foot as we stand on the right foot. Okay? So bringing the chest forward as we bring the left leg back. And you can bend the right leg slightly if you're like me and you have hypermobility in your knees and your knee wants to like hyperextend here or hyper be here. So you can bend the right leg slightly. And actually it's going to give us a little bit more stability if now we bring our hands out for balance. So let's keep the left foot flexed here. Keep the head so that it's down. Reach the hands out, again keeping nice energy in the fingers. And that's that. Let's hold here. Let's hold for 5. Keep the ribs in. Try and make sure that the hips are even so that the left hip is down. It's not like pulling back. Woo! 3. And 2. And 1. That was weird and out of nowhere. Okay, let's stand it up. I was like, should I cut that out? I'm not going to cut it out because sometimes you just lose balance. I didn't even feel off balanced. I guess that's like kind of, that can happen in life sometimes, right? You think you're so balanced, and then boom, suddenly something happens. Okay, let's try the other leg. Let's stand onto the left leg. Take the hands to the hips. So we're using the hands on the hips to kind of make sure that as we are going into the position that we are keeping the hips like kind of where they are, right? We don't want for our right hip to be pulling back. Okay? And so here we go, standing onto the left foot, bringing the chest down as we bring the right leg up, keeping the right foot flexed, and taking the hands out in front of us for balance. Balance. And pulling the belly in. And let's hold for 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And stand it up. Woo! My legs are very aware that they started running again in the past few days after taking a little break. All right. Again, if we were doing a traditional class, we wouldn't necessarily need to flow down, but let's do it anyway. So let's fold forward. And actually, let's take a nice, just standing forward fold again here, like we did at the start. So our our feet can be hip width distance apart here.
Again, our back is trying to be nice and flat. See how it feels now compared to how it felt at the start of the class. Try and have the weight kind of more into the front of the feet rather than back into the heels. It kind of allows for a little bit better of a stretch here. Let's take 3 more breaths. Maybe if we want, we can grab a hold of the ankles and pull ourselves closer to the legs if it is within reach for us. Alright, and just like we got in, let's place the hands down. And let's step 1 foot behind the other until we come back to our mountain pose. Alright, beautiful. Now, we're going to move into stabilizing of the entire body. So we're going to move into Santolanāsana, otherwise known as plank pose. And of course, we're going to be firing up our core, but I also want for us to think about just the stability of the pose, okay? So here we go. Let's inhale into our plank. Make sure that we find our position. So we want for our hands to be directly underneath the shoulders. We are up on the balls of our feet. We want for the heels to be above the balls of the feet, right? And we're holding our core nice and tight here. And we're just holding. And we're feeling our strength and we're feeling our stability. So first we were connecting with the warrior. And now we are stabilizing before we move into the next part of the asana practice. So as we're keeping our core strong, as we're keeping our body balanced, let's try and make sure that we're keeping our mind strong as well. Right. So we're using the mind to tell ourselves that we can stay in the pose, tell ourselves that we are strong, that we are stable. We're breathing calmly through the nose. Nice calm breath to help keep the body calm and to help keep the mind calm. A little bit longer. Let's hold for 5 more breaths. 4. 3. 2. 1, and come all the way down onto the belly. So now we're going to take bow pose, Dhanurasana. So we're first actually going to take half bow just to kind of warm ourselves up for it. So let's extend the left hand forward and reach back for the right foot with the right hand. Okay, so now if we have our foot, we can kind of flex the toes a little bit if we want to. It kind of helps to just kind of bring awareness all the way through the body, right? And now with an inhale, let's push the foot against the hand to help reach the leg up. And we can also be reaching the upper body up. And we can go up as high or as not as we would like here. Okay, so we're just kind of warming the back up, maybe feeling the glutes a little bit. We can be looking forward, we can be looking to
the side. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Gently release the right foot. Bring it down. Extend the right hand out. Reach back for the left foot with the left hand. Flex the toes. And exhale. And inhale. Bring the foot up. Bring the chest up. And again, we can be looking forward or looking to the side, whichever kind of sensation we're looking for in the body. And holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it down. Beautiful. All right. Now let's move into bow pose, Dhanurasana, otherwise known as Arjuna's bow. So I'm not going to go into the story. If you don't know who Arjuna is, you can look up the Bhagavad Gita, and this whole class will make more sense to you. Anyway, let's go. Keep the chest down. Reach back for both feet with both hands. We can have the knees slightly apart here. And flex the toes again. We're taking the Hatha version, which means that our feet are slightly apart. If we are practicing Ashtanga, our feet are together. Okay? And holding on to the ankles. So now we're going to inhale, and we are going to push our feet against our hands. And it's going to help us to lift our chest and lift our legs. Ready? And exhale. Inhale. So try and push the feet back more. And the more you push the feet back, the more it'll pull your chest up. Yeah? And then we're looking up at the nose, or looking between the eyes, or looking up at the ceiling. Feeling the engagement at the back. Feeling the nice stretch in the abs that we just worked. And let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. And let's relax, taking one hand on top of the other, placing the forehead on top of the hands. Crocodile pose. Again, bringing our attention to the back. Seeing if we can consciously release the tension from here, right, without immediately going into a counter pose. This is our counter pose for our plank. And if you feel like you absolutely need a counter, you can go into child's pose here. But a child does not have that strong energy that we are looking for here. So if you can, instead, let's sit onto the heels and come into Vajrasana, Hero's Pose. And we're actually going to go into Supta Vajrāsana, so I'm going to scooch out slightly, because now we're going to lie back and stretch out those quads, and we're still going to be getting a little bit of sensation in our back as we do this. So if you need to be onto your forearms, or if you need to be on your hands here, use whatever you need. Okay, ultimately we're lying all the way onto the floor, but do whatever you need to do in order to work toward that ultimate goal. Okay, so let's first, if we can, just kind of bend the elbows until we can come down onto the forearms. And if we are able to be onto the forearms, then allow for our head to come down. Allow the shoulders to come down. And again, see if we can relax here. Okay, so this is another one of those positions. Like where we just were in Dhanurasana, like it makes sense for there to be tension in our back. We are putting the tension in our back, right? So in that circumstance, it's like, okay, we're putting the tension there. We are strengthening the back. But now there's not as much of a bend in it, and also we're in a more passive position. So now what could be happening is our back could be tensing, but it doesn't need to be, particularly because we were just tensing it. Yeah. So now let's see if in this more relaxing position, we can consciously relax the back. And so that might actually mean arching it a little bit more. Play around with it. See what happens when you bring conscious relaxation to your back here. I just had a silly thought to tie everything together. So while we're relaxing here, so right, we went from our warriors to then we went to our stabilization. So then we went to bow pose, right? So then we like are the warrior, we're using our bow. And now we're the hero, right? Because we did what we wanted as a warrior. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to release the legs. I'm going to lie onto the back. I was like, how do I work this in? But keeping it along the same lines. So now we're going to take Reclined Pigeon. Okay, so Supta Kapotāsana. So we're going to cross the right leg. So take the right foot to the left knee. And then draw the left shin toward the chest. So now we're stretching out our back, we're stretching out our glutes, right? And so we can either be flexing the left foot here, or we can be pointing the left foot, and same with the right. I'm flexing both of mine right now. Just be doing something consciously with your feet, please. So the thought I had was that now we're the pigeon because we're sending carrier pigeons to tell people of our heroic actions. Because I honestly wasn't going to put vision into the class, but then
Most of my classes are intuitive. I have like a general idea of what I'm going to do, and then when I feel that I need to do something different, then I do it, right? All right, let's switch legs. Take the feet down, cross the left foot over the right knee, and draw the right shin toward the chest. Again, either keeping the feet flexed or pointed, whichever feels right for you right now. Enjoy the relaxation. So keep noticing any tension that you're feeling. Using the exhales to release tension. Using the mind to release the tension. All right. And let's lie down onto the back. You can lie whichever direction you'd like. And we're going to take our reclined twists. So either keeping the legs together or taking one over the other. So if you have them together, just draw them over to the left and take the right shoulder down, looking over to the right. If you want to bring one over the other, then cross the right leg over and pull it down to the left, looking over to the right. And continue to breathe into any tension that we might be feeling. And exhale, release that tension. Try and draw the upper body over to the right more. And inhale to center, either keeping the knees together, take the knees over to the right, left shoulder is down and looking over to the left, or cross the left leg over the right and bring the legs down to the right and look over to the left. Again, trying to twist a little bit more with the upper body, bringing the upper body more to the left. Inhaling and searching for tension. Exhaling, releasing the tension. Beautiful. Come back to center. And let's take our Shavasana. Take the feet to the corners of the mat.
Take the hair down if you like. Allow the hands to rest by the sides. Find a position you can lie in for about 10 minutes. And relaxing the entire body, starting by relaxing the tips of the toes. Relaxing the toe joints. Relaxing the tops of the feet. Relaxing the soles of the feet. Relaxing the ankles. Relaxing the shins and the calves. Relaxing the knees and the backs of the knees. Relaxing the quads and the hamstrings. Relaxing the hips and the hip flexors. Relaxing the glutes. Relaxing the sex and the pelvis. Relaxing the tailbone. Relaxing the lower back and the space below the belly button. Relaxing the middle back and the space around the belly button. Relaxing the stomach. Relaxing the ribs, the chest, the lungs and the heart. Relaxing the shoulder blades and the entire upper back. Relaxing the collarbone. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the upper arms. Relaxing the elbows and the insides of the elbows. Relaxing the lower arms. Relaxing the wrists. Relaxing the backs of the hands, the
palms of the hands. Relaxing all the fingers and all the knuckles. Relaxing the tips of the fingers. Relaxing the front of the neck, sides of the neck, and the back of the neck. Relaxing the ears. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the mouth, the lips, the teeth, and the tongue. Relax the cheeks and the cheekbones. Relax the nose. Relax the eyes and the eye sockets. Relax the eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Relax the forehead. Relax the temples and the back of the head. Relaxing the crown of the head. And reaching up above the crown of the head to relax that space. And reaching outside the body to relax the aura. And resting in this deeply relaxed state.
Take the next inhale a bit deeper, calling the self back into the body. And begin to find movement in the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Interlace the fingers, reach them up over the head, and take the feet together and reach them away from the hands. Inhale deeply. Inhale more. And exhale, side out. Roll over onto the left side, using the arm as a pillow underneath the head. Continuing to keep the eyes closed, come on up into a seated position. Cross legs if possible. Take the hands to the knees and take a moment to observe. Observing the body. Observing the mind. Take the hands to heart center. We're going to close the class with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Exhale. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Rub the hands together, creating heat. Take the heat from the hands and place it over the eyes. Open and close the eyes beneath the hands. Take the hands back together. Rub them together. Take the heat from the hands, place it over the face. Move it down the face to the neck, down the arms, down the torso, down the legs into the feet. One last time, take the hands to heart center, bow your head in gratitude, thanking yourself for taking this time for yourself. Thanking the ground for holding us. Thanking the air for giving us oxygen. Thanking the yogis before us for passing down their knowledge. And when you're ready, you can blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for trusting me and allowing me to guide you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section, particularly if there is anything that you found difficult about this practice, so that I may do my best to guide you toward making it less difficult in the future. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. With so much love, namaste.